to be a part of this. Welcome for these wonderful, wonderful children of ours. And I'll take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this event. The wonderful ladies from the Nigerian Private Secondary School and world champions, come on in. Yes. Have a seat. Thank you, thank you. Please have a seat, please have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, these young people you see right here, they've done things that, quite frankly, it shook the world. Who said that? Yeah, it shook the world, absolutely, okay? This team, let me tell you, this team right here beat out teams from Spain, from China, from Uzbekistan, from India, from the United States to win the Junior World Technovation World Peak Summit. Once again, give me a round of applause. Thank you. So what I'm going to
testify, you are good, Jesus, you are so good. Everybody testify, you are good, Jesus, you are, hallelujah. Everybody testify, you are good, Jesus, you are so good. Everybody testify, you are good, Jesus, you are good. Almighty and ever-living God, we thank you for the gift of our community. We thank you for the gift of our children. We thank you for the gift of leadership that we found in Father Vincent and the Sister Uchenna that made these kids, prepare them to achieve the level of excellence they did. We thank you for blessing them and giving them the knowledge to be able to excel. We thank you for our faith, because it's our faith, our confidence in faith in you that leads us. As we gather this evening, Lord, may we always remember that every knowledge, every achievement comes from you. And we thank you for that. As we stay here to encourage these kids, may we also remember the country where we came from. And we ask you to please, Lord, to give our leaders the spirit, the humility, in order to lead the people, so that the education, the ingenuity left with our people in Nigeria will be realized just as these kids are. Because where they are good leaders, the people that are led can produce. This evening, Lord, bless everybody here. May whatever we're doing here be according to the greater glory of your name, so that we'll accomplish what we're accomplishing. And these kids will be to a good example for people here and in Nigeria, for the greater glory of your name. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
So what I'm going to do my introduction, starting from my left to the left of everybody. Okay, right here is Father Vincent Ezaka. Father Vincent Ezaka, yes, this is spiritual director. Thank you. And so if I call your name, I know you sat down in different ways. So if I call your name, please stand up so everybody will acknowledge you. First, I'm going to call on Onwuamaegbu Mercy Osai. Wagwaka Messi aside, looking like a world champion. Yes. Wagwako. Yes, Wagwako, that's for sure. Corrected. Yeah, Kola Yaka Wagwako. Yes, you see? Yes. The next one will be AMARA Promise NNALUE. AMARA Promise NNALUE. Yes. Okay, after I call your name, you can have a seat. And the next is ADAEZE Jennifer ONUIGBO. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you. Next we have Jessica Ogochukwu OSITA. Yes. Of course we have Mesoma VIVIAN OKOYE. Yes. Mesoma VIVIAN OKOYE. And then we have Oluebube Miracle. Oluebube Miracle Iboke. Oluebube Miracle Iboke. Yes. I'm going to introduce a special person who really, without her involvement and mentorship, this would not be possible. She's an instructor of STEM and robotic education. And she's CEO of EduFund Technique STEM. Ladies and gentlemen, make her feel welcome. This is Uchenna Onwuamaegbu. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Regina Patches Secondary School Officer. You have put our place on the map. Give a round of applause. Yes. So, General Onwuamaegbu, to just give us just a brief summary of what you did. Personally, I would say, tell us how you kick butt, but we're not going to put it like that. So we're going to go the technical term, the scientific term.
Everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for this. This is getting bigger than we expected. Like, I'm so overwhelmed that I know they are too. I try not to tell them what is to expect so they don't get scared. So I'm sure they didn't even know that everybody's here until we arrive. So we are so thankful and grateful that you made it. And in summary, I don't know how to summarize what has been happening for 6 months, but we simply, for me, I simply wanted to give access to what I know to kids that grew up like me without access. So my organization started out of frustration and pain that I lived a life without knowing a lot of things, and getting to know it at my adult age. So I decided that no matter what happens, even if it's a little access, how can I reach out to young people like this that at my age I didn't have that access and I didn't know. So it just started simply just to reach out to not girls, because I do an inclusive program, but I have this passion for girls because they really lack a lot. So we started a year ago, not with this program. So I've been with them for over 1 year doing programs for them, just a community program for them. Then when I heard about Technovation, I just simply wanted them to learn entrepreneurship and coding at the same time, because I can't imagine if they get to learn entrepreneurship at their age, what they will learn, what they will be able to achieve with it. So I was passionate. I went to their school. They didn't even know it's going to, I didn't talk about America, but what I say to them, you never can tell what we are starting here today can take us to. So if you are serious, be serious. And I have about 50 of them. At the end of the day, I had like 10 that were serious. And these 10, the senior category, who didn't make it to the finals, they also made it in the regional pitch. So they also came first, but they didn't make it to San Francisco. So I've I've been with them, even though they are in boarding school, but they have been part of my life for a long time, and they can easily understand when I open my eyes and close it, what it means. So that's the bond we have. So that's the bond we have, apart from the teaching aspect, we have that bond. So I would simply say this is a simple effort, just for us to, we are just happy to learn things that people in America are learning, people in other countries are learning. We are just happy to do that. And it shows that there are talents everywhere. That's what I tell people. Just because they don't have access doesn't mean they are not talented. So if you have a history of Onitsha, if you know what Onitsha means, it means a trader's zone. It means like, whenever you say you are from there, sometimes people don't believe I live there. They say, are you serious? Yes, but I live there, and I tell them that when I started this program 5 years ago, I tell them that the reason why I'm here, even without knowing all this is going to happen, is that I am here to fish out talents. And that they should not be surprised that the likes of Philip Emewa will be in Onitsha. The likes of Mark Zuckerberg and the likes of all the professionals we have in the tech world might come from these states. So this is a vision I had even before all these things started happening. And we only have 5 here, and back home I have maybe 100, 2,000, 3,000, and yet to be discovered, and they are as brilliant as you can say. So I would say in general that our program started simply for us to learn, do new things, discover ourselves, be ourselves, and try to blend in, and also try to show the world that our community or where we live cannot limit us. The only thing that limits us is lack of information, lack of access, and that's a big thing. Like, I would appreciate when people have information, they should share. It doesn't cost anything. If you find a scholarship opportunity, share it. You know, if I didn't bring that information, they wouldn't know these things existed. So, information and opportunity is what is the most tangible thing you can give to someone, and this could lead to all these things. So they worked very hard. They did not just get it on the platter of gold. They really worked hard. Them and their counterparts back home. And I don't know. Thank you so much for having us. If there's any question, I'll answer you.
I think we can have a better understanding of what you have achieved. If you can probably give us a little bit a background on how you got here today, maybe education and your profession.
Personally, my educational background, I read psychology in the university. I never did my master's because I don't want people to think that if I didn't do my master's, personally I didn't want to do it because I want to let them know you can achieve a lot even without doing your master's. So that's why I did not do my master's yet, even when I had the time. Then I have a couple of fellowship awards from Mandela Washington Fellowship. It's a flagship program of Barack Obama to recognize entrepreneurs, people in civic leadership, people in public management, and social entrepreneurs in Africa. So you get a training of 6 weeks in the United States. So I was lucky to be posted to Kellogg School of Management, where I got a business and entrepreneurship certificate. And I am also an Obama African Leader Fellow in the first inaugural part that happened just last month. We selected 200 African leaders randomly, you know how they do their things. So they found me and I was selected to be part of that. But what I do back home is that I run a mobile lab where I take my materials to schools, especially low-income schools, to give them access to STEM education. So I bring my materials to teach robotics and coding in the school, hands-on engineering, to inspire them, to let them know, to inspire them to make career decisions that will be valuable for them in the 21st century. So we are not that big. Basically, it's me and the instructor, so we are not like a big organization, but I mean, we are not big, we are really doing a lot. So that's the work I do every day of my life, is to give these kids access to resources, materials, the ones we have. I take it far back far in the village. So this is who I am in a nutshell. Then I'm also a mother and a wife. Let me know. I don't know, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. How do you get your funding in terms of, you run a mobile lab that goes to different schools? Do the schools pay you, or how are you, how do you get the funding?
Okay, so the truth, when I started the program, the school has no idea what I'm doing. They think like, how can you bring blocks or building blocks, or how does this relate to our curriculum? So now I knew that I'm not going to make money. I'm just trying to beg you to understand what I'm doing. So I started running the program free of charge for schools. So, and I'll say, okay, don't pay me, let me do this for you for 3 months, let's see how it will go. Then for 3 months they can accept, then some doesn't accept, or some who, like kind of fraud, they can collect money from parents and tell you they don't want it, So that's what I've been going through. But there are some big schools that understand what you're doing, then you still have to beg the parents to be part of the program. So how do I sustain myself? I have other side hustles that I do to sustain myself.
Thank you. Do we have a question?
The kids for accomplishing what they accomplish.
Yes.
My question is very simple. I think you alluded to the lack of access to technology. In case you don't know, you're actually in the center of technology here in the area. My question to you is, more directed to the principal as well. Given that we live here, how can we help to make sure that you get the technology that you need to be able to continue to do the work that you do?
Is that me?
The school is not all that buoyant enough. We try our best to make our school fees maybe affordable to the poor. For instance, the mothers in the school, we are paying almost at 9,000, the mothers. Then the day students, our plus that 9,000 is the school fees plus other fees. The total amount of the school fees is at 9,000. As of now, we don't have enough equipment for this robotic and coding lecture. So we need your help, because we have a mind of doing many things, not only robotic, but also to improve our ICT department. I've been contacting with many people this time around, so we need your help and support. Thank you.
So I'm hearing that he just volunteered to help out.
So my question is directly to you. I wanted to find out from you if there's any way or possibility of duplicating what you did with the high school to other high schools that might be interested in Nigeria, within Nigeria also, in the various villages or townships that we have. And absolutely, it's something that's, I would consider, helping in any way I can, however small it is. But I find it very interesting, and I have to applaud you for what you have done, and we're very proud of you, especially. Thank you very much.
And if we have done anything to contact people, I've done a lot to contact organizations. They don't believe you, seriously. It's very
Now they will.
So, So I think now they will, but I've done a lot to write and to contact people, but they don't believe you. So I reserve this energy to go and teach.
Yes.
You know, sometimes they say go and meet Coca-Cola or MTN, then I find out I spent 2 months trying to chase them and I lose impacting. So it's okay, I'll use what I have to do what I am doing. So I stopped chasing people and focus on impact. So the second one is, to duplicate this is the winning for me.
Yes.
This is not the winning. It doesn't end here. I want to duplicate this. I want to bring another 3 things to America. Whether it's Technovation or any other thing. I want to let people know that we don't just win and sit. We win not for ourselves, but for others that didn't have the opportunity. So I am going to duplicate, and any help matter, you know, it's in your name. The people know this. Thank God you have Facebook Live, you have things that can make you connect with whatever you're helping. So they know you, they know this is coming from this person. That's the way, the model I want to run my program. So if you are going to help a community or a school to do anything, they know you, they communicate with you, do Facebook Live, you do, you relate with them, not just to give money and go. I mean, if you don't have the time, you can give and go, but if you have the time, I would like you to have a personal relationship with them. So yes, we are going to duplicate, and duplication is winning for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you spell, please?
EDUFUNTECHNIK. Yeah, technique for like the German technique.
And you're on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, not too active, but maybe
Under the same name?
Yeah, under the same name, but my personal Instagram is Uchenna_Goldie.
Uchenna, is it with a double N?
Yes, with a double N, Goldie.
And if one wanted to contact you directly, can we contact you through the Instagram or Facebook?
Facebook,
Yeah,
and I can
private.
share my contacts. I think my contact makes it more private for me.
Oh, okay.
Because other ones, you have a lot of people trying to reach out.
Did you want to give it?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I can.
Alright.
You are here for us. So, +234 80 350 70717. Yes.
Come again.
+234 80 350 70717. So this is my personal number, and it's also a WhatsApp number. Thank you.
Girls, and thank you so much for being here. I know you've had a very, very long day and a very long week visiting companies. I think it would be really cool if you could share for everyone here one thing that you each learned from doing this competition, and then also tell them what you want to be when you grow up. So everyone can do something.
From NNALUE. I'm 14 years old from Aguleri, Anambra is the local government area, Anambra State. What I learned from this competition is that if you are determined and you work hard, you will get whatever you want. And you need encouragement from people so that you can stand still and know what you are doing. And our mentor is the hand that is rocking the crowd. I take her. So we worked hard and we also determined that we were going to win. And our mentor encouraged us and she tutored us very well. And that was why we said. I want to be a medical doctor and a surgeon.
I am Onwuamaegbu from Abo Ndokwa East Local Government, Delta State. I'm 14 years old. What I learned doing this is that determination is the key to success. And anything you are doing, you must have faith in God. Determine that you must achieve that thing. And you keep on moving, don't stop. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. I want to be a pediatrician when I grow up.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Oster. I'm from Ashalain, Okanot Local Government Area, Anambra State. I'm 14 years old, sorry. What I learned, like what I love most during this program is impacting knowledge on people. When you get an information, like when you hear an information or when you learn something, duplicate it to other people. Because they say information is very powerful. And also, be good, it pays. And I want to be a renowned pharmacist in future.
See, not just a pharmacist, renowned pharmacist. That's right.
My name is ONUIGBO. I am 15 years old and I am from Umuezekoha in Izefion local government area of Ebonyi State. And what I love most in this program is that I have the opportunity to meet many people and also the tourism. And one thing is that whenever they say white men, we become afraid as we feel somehow. But I want us to know that what I learned actually was that they are still the same people we are. It's just the skin color. It's just the color that changed. You should always have that at the back of our minds. That whatever they can achieve, we also can achieve. And also, you should not be afraid of anything. Just focus. And when you focus, you put God first. And when you have supporters like our mentor here, you have people around you to support you. That makes it wonderful. And also, you should never be afraid of anybody. Whatever they achieve, you must achieve. I'm sorry. I want to be a medical doctor and a psychologist.
Good evening, everyone. My name is ADAEZE Onwuamaegbu, and I'm 15 years old. I'm from Ugwu in Ugwu local government area in Ugwu State. So, what I learned from this is a lot more. I learned that you face challenges and you don't learn from challenges, because most of the girls in my school never liked these things because most opportunity are taken for granted, and I beg to grab every opportunity, even when the idiot is speaking the nonsense, listen, because they're going to learn one thing from that. And also, it's good when you learn message or when you get information, you duplicate, because it saves life. It also changes life, and others will forever be indebted to you. So, I want to be an economist, and also have my reason for being an economist, because sometimes I do ask why countries are richer than the others. And also, I also know that an economist is the one who knows why what it predicted today, what it predicted tomorrow, and never came today. And also, being an economist is a dream come true, because economists are the world managers, they're the world rulers, and they're the world heroes. Thank you.
I'm VIVIAN OKOYE. I'm from Uchenna in Anasha local government area, Anambra State. I'm 14 years old. What I learned from this competition is that courage and confidence matters a lot. Because if we don't have courage in ourselves, we wouldn't be here by now. Despite all discouragement we get from schools, because maybe they will think that anything that comes out, you just enter. Because when this Technovation came new, nobody knew what it's all about. But actually, level by level, despite all discouragement, we forged ahead. So what I learned from this competition is that we all know that without there is no success without the challenges. So you must face all challenges. And like our former director, he will say that when you see a challenge, you face it. So what I want to advise you people is that do not focus on what people tell you or they keep insulting you, but if you know that you have a dream, you focus on it and you will get it. So what I want to be in future is a computer scientist.
Yes, thanks. I live in Hayward, not far from here. Okay, my question is directed to the leader, Uchenna. What all of you have accomplished is very, very inspirational. Just know that we're very, very happy, we're very excited, we're very, very proud of you. My question, our educational system, there is so much emphasis on humanities and arts, and minimal focus on the things that will create the jobs of the future. Can you tell us how you made the transition from trying to understand what we are thinking in psychology to robotics, STEM, mathematics, and what you're doing now? Thank you.
This question, sometimes I'll try to make it short. What happened that made me to transit is that after school, I wanted a job, so I wanted to create my own job. So I love education and traveling. So I opened a traveling agency, and I don't just want to do ticketing and reservation. I wanted to do impact. So I thought of how do I connect international schools to local schools, or how do I take schools from Nigeria to go and acquire knowledge of it. So educational excursion. So that led me to Dubai to look for schools, because I've been to Dubai and it's a nice place and I've seen schools come to excursion. So on that day I went, just searching online for school, I saw a conference. I thought, okay, in a conference you have many schools coming, so it's good to network with them. I went to the conference, and there was also an exhibition. So you have this exhibition where you have people, educational manufacturers bringing in their products to the community, to the conference. So, and there is an exhibition. So I saw students, from 6 years trying to work on Lego and robotics. All if you go for this such conference, you know how it looks, like all the beautiful things. So what struck me was I saw this young boy and doing something on robotics, and I went to the teacher and asked her, actually, honestly, I was myself. I asked her if they were the one that built this thing and they are operating. She said yes. I thought, to be honest, I was a graduate, and I wouldn't say I wasn't exposed, but I didn't know that kids would do that, honestly. So I stepped out, still in my confusion, saw a big Lego stand. So I saw Lego, I saw building blocks, but I saw Lego education. And I was wondering again, how can these building blocks be related to education? Like, what's happening here? So, out of who I am, I still went to the vendor and asked, please, what is Lego? How does it relate to education? And why are all these kids here? Because I've not seen something like that. So, he asked me, like, are you serious? You don't know what Lego is? I said, yes, I don't. Can you explain? And the look on his face was very disappointing, like, which planet are you coming from? And he walked away from me. So that was the defining moment for me. That was the transition. Like, if he walked away, there must be something I've missed in my life. Maybe because of my environment, maybe because of my limited exposure in life. And if I had missed this, it means that a group number of people I grew up with has missed it. And now we are having children. And there is a possibility that my own children and every other person is missing out on this. So I went to another vendor to ask, and he sat me down and told me everything about STEM education. And I wept inside. Like I kept thinking, how can my own girls at that time compete with these children in the world? How I felt so bad, but I was thinking of a solution. I asked him if I can take this back home and start teaching kids about it. He said, yes, you can do that. And I asked him if they were in Africa. They said no. I said, are you in Nigeria, your company? And they said no, they are not. And I asked him, how old is the company in general? He said they are almost 40 years. And I said, for 40 years, you've not discovered the African market? Like, nobody's interested to bring you to Africa. He said, no, well, Africa, they are a lot of things, but I didn't care. So, the thing I remember I told him, I said, I am bringing this to my community, that I have to bring it down, and I have to let children be part of this. So that was how I transitioned. I don't like maths, but I am very, very creative because my mom made sure we do things that we can do with our hands, like sew clothes, do a lot of work with hands. So, and I knew when I saw these things, these are the things I can do. So I came back to Nigeria. The thing is that I didn't have they were asking me for $50,000, while Uche doesn't even have up to $1,000 at that time. So I kept on, I persisted, and I kept on calling them. So I devised a pattern that every 8 o'clock in the morning I would call and send a text message. So I did that for like 2 months before the owner of the organization, he's dead now, called me personally and said that this is too much. What do you want? So I told him that, you know, I've done everything in the whole world. I have like $10,000. Ghanaian dollars was good because we didn't have inflation, and I really need to start this program. And he said, with the training and everything, I need $50,000. And I said, this is not possible. This is what I have. And but I want to start. And he just said, don't worry. Just give us what you have. Let's give you what we can and start with that. So that was how I started. And I came back. No, they started training me. I started training myself, because I really want to learn this and I really want to train. So I trained myself, they trained me, we did the sunlight back and forth. We did a series of certificates to make sure I am good to that level to impact to students. So that was the story of how I started, and I passionately go to school and tell them, yes, I read psychology. It doesn't mean I cannot do engineering. It doesn't mean I cannot be good in robotics. And right now I am training people in that.
His vision is really what brought these people here. So I think we need to really recognize Father Vincent as our, please stand up again, take a bow. Honestly, this is your leadership. Your leadership is what made this possible. Yes, she gave the vision, you saw the vision, and you took it and ran with it. So thank you so much. Once again, whatever you can do to help out, to continue what's being done, please don't hesitate.
Okay, first of all, let me begin to thank God, at least for granting us success, because it is not by our own making. And also, our mentor, Uche, and also the teachers in Regina Apache's modern secondary school, because they were the people that brought up them, for them to have at least the basic talent and intellect. So that's it. I thank Uche also, and I thank the teachers of Regional Patches Modern Secondary School. And also I thank the Archbishop, who is the owner of the school. And also the state government for their support, because the governor supported us. He gave us some cash that will sustain us maybe these few days. We thank the government of Anambra State, the Archbishop, and also all of you. I don't know what to say again, but just to say I am very, very happy and also grateful. So gratitude. I'm very happy for all of you all. God bless all of you. Amen. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Our former director, actually he's not here. He was the one that gave Miss Uche the permission to come and teach us.
Yes.
He's already out of the school. He was sent off on ending of July. He's in Italy. He's actually studying.
Yes, the former director. Yes. Yes, I forgot it. The former director, Reverend Father Joro ADAEZE, he was the person that handed me over. More particularly this competition. I just took on the post of being the principal around that May. So right now he is in Rome doing his own studies. So I thank him at least for accepting Uche to this school. So thank you very much.
So as you know, my name is Molly Uzo. Some of you probably got your email through me, and we saw these young ladies and their mentor and principal just in the newspaper. And somebody sent it to us either through WhatsApp or through whatever, but we felt that something has to happen to make every one of us know about what they have done. You all know that if just one of them had gone to maybe San Jose and knocked down something and broke something, yes, everybody would have heard. You hear in the news about this Nigerian kid that messed up the whole place. We're not hearing that much about them. But we are not going to give up. Even if we are not praised, we are going to praise ourselves. Amen. We are going to make everybody hear this. We are going to make noise with them because they have done something that is fantastic.
It's more of a congratulations. I just want to recommend and thank Mrs. Uche and the principal, and of course the youths that made this possible. And Uche, especially for you, I want to really thank you from the bottom of my heart for being so inspirational, visionary, and put this together. This has shown what one person can do. You saw this, you saw a vision, you were curious enough, and you grabbed it. And this is what is happening. So the next thing I want to say is that if we know ahead of time, when there's one more to come in the future, we'll make sure that this hall is full. This thing was quickly put together less than 24 hours. I was reached just by this time yesterday about this event coming up. I quickly rallied out and sent out notice to Nigerians. So if we know ahead of time in future from Nigeria before you get down here, let us know ahead of time. I'll make sure that you guys are taken very good care of. Please, you have my contact info, and I'll give it to you and I give it to the principal.
please let us know ahead of time, and thank you all. And thank the organizers who put this together. Thank you.
My name is Blanchard. I'm 15 years old. I was invited here by NECA because she heard that I was doing robotics, so in the same line of work as you guys. And I just wanted to ask a question to each of the young ladies here, you know, from somebody who does robotics and somebody else is doing the same kind of thing. What are some kind of challenges that you guys face, whether it's just in the development of the app, whether it's, you know, from your community, whether it's from other people? What kind of challenges do you face?
We face a lot of challenges. At first was that our friends were jeering at us. They were like, what's this that you are doing? You are just wasting your time. They didn't see anything. They didn't see any value to this that we are doing. They were like, I don't like Technovation. What's Technovation? You are wasting your time. They will go and sleep. We'll be studying. They will go for their siesta. We'll be in the class. They will be like, they might come out to their day where and we are still on our school uniform. They will say, look at them, see them there. But actually, they started seeing the value of what we are doing when they saw that we won for the regional pitch, which was held at Abuja. And it was true encouragement from our mentor that we overcame these challenges. Although some of them that started with us, they came down, they were discouraged, and they had to drop. But the 10 of us that actually made it, it's because we had the encouragement that our mentor always gave us. And we forged ahead. We didn't let anything to get us down. And that is why we are here now.
Internet connection. In Nigeria, we don't have access to internet. But thanks to our mentors, who gave us the access to internet. Like during time for our meeting break, we usually go to our office and the coding. Learning the coding is very difficult. Yeah.
Another serious problem is combining like Technovation work with our studies. It was really a huge problem because let me say you are reading and you hear a call, she's calling you, you have to do your work now, you drop it. Maybe as you are going on your way, you have practice now, you need to drop this one, like calling helter-skelter. But how we like defeated the problem is by preparing a timetable, like we have a timetable, like we scheduled everything. Like this is for this time is for this time is for reading, this time is for building this time is for like, following your extracurricular activities. So timetable helped a lot. And her mentorship, like she mentored us very well. Like she grounded us. She's the hand that rocks the crowd. Thank
you. You know, one of the things that contribute to this is that you have to stand before people and make your pitch, isn't it? Yes. You have to stand before them. And before now, most of us don't have that courage, don't have that confidence. But we came and our mentor, she was like telling us, you can do it. You can do it. Have that courage in you. Although I used to, I used to speak before people, but I don't have that full charisma. But she actually told us not to feel inferior, that we are equal with every other person. She gave us that confidence, and her sacrifices are good for us, and they are awesome. Thank you so much.
The major challenge I truly faced was coding, because building blocks and designing the app was really cumbersome. And guess what? After typing or after building your block for about 200, it deletes. So you feel like closing the laptop, crying. But she did encourage us, and we still continue and fighting ahead. And we made it. And I'm so proud of myself for being so courageous and determined. Because I'm the type of girl that whenever I see opportunity, I use it. And not a mere word can make me go down. Because even my parents, we are like, Do it grow for your economies, grow for your singing practices, for your holiday. But I told them no. That this summer holiday is going to be a great fun for me because I'm going to learn new things and also use the opportunity, because learning new things also gives someone the insight that builds her. Because not only your education helps you in life, your skills and your talents, and that opportunity that you use years back brings you to your future and makes you the hero. Thank you.
Another challenges which I encountered was me typing fast. As in, I keep looking for one word and typing. That's why I made up my mind to become a computer scientist. Not only to type fast, but to program, to give instructions to computer for them to obey. Also to research on the main technological concept of computer, so that maybe VIVIAN OKOYE will be in the issue of those people that created a computer.
By thanking you guys and congratulating you guys for all you have done to put us in a good, give us a good image. Apart from being so super smart, I'm so much excited by the fact that you add your faith to it, because personally I'm unapologetically Catholic. So I am so happy that you guys were able to add the faith to your intelligence. That really will take you a long way. Besides that, I had a question. I have a personal interest in what you've done. I heard you created an app for how to detect fake drugs. Okay, fine. Here in the US, we also have issues of fake drugs. It's not just in Nigeria. Ours might not be as badly infested as in Nigeria. There's a Predatory Act of 2015 that the Federal Food and Drug Administration enacted to actually stop fake drugs in America. That was actually channeled towards the wholesalers, whereby it's actually called through the supply chain. I'm not sure how your app works for you. How is it through the class of medication or is it through the supply chain? I have a personal interest in that. Who wants to be a pharmacist? Maybe you can give me an idea of what you want to do. Thank you.
It's like by scanning the barcode of the drug, then it's going to tell you if it is genuine or fake. But it's for everybody, both pharmaceutical company, consumers, agencies, it's for everybody. And also you can use our app to learn more about drugs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and you're all welcome, learned scientists, creators, inventors, and all ingenuity children of our blessed country. We are proud of you. I'm not going to take much of your time. When I was like younger than any of you, I was about 6, 7, 8. They asked me, my name used to be Solomon, now Alex. So, what are you going to do? What do you want to be when you grow? I said, well, I don't want to be a musician. I don't want to be this. They said, what? I said, I want to do something that has never been done before. And they said, well, if you do something that has never been done before, you will see something that has never been seen before. And as years I was growing up, around that kind of age now, I can hear all the Nigerian languages translated after the network news in Nigeria. I put my ear down, because that time Nigeria was just out of independence. Nigeria just got her independence. And they were looking for a lingua franca beside the English. And they selected 9 Nigerian languages. And after the English news bulletin, they would translate it all to different, thank you, those age. Kanuri, Fufude, and so on. And this took a hell of a time And when I come from school, the only thing we don't have television, is to listen to radio. And the radio is filled with translation of languages. I say, you know what? I drew my ear every afternoon. I started learning all the different vocabularies. When they finish their translation Igbo, I will start my own Igbo translation. When they finish Kanuri, I will start my own Kanuri. Just be talking, even though I don't know the words. So it became like something. As I grew up, I happened to live with my late uncle, who was the district administrator for Eastern region of Nigeria, He came and took me to East, from Ahoda to Kotekmene, from Kotekmene to... And then I was trying to learn the Igbo language with Edo language. The next thing I said, Biareneba, or Tota Nibi means sit down here. The Tota in Edo, Nibi is Yoruba, and then so I was putting everything together. Then they said, what the hell is wrong with this, with Solo? Is he crazy? I said, no. I said, this is how my brain works. To cut a long story short, I started putting all these things, and then we came to Lagos, I added Yoruba, and then it developed in my head. I started writing language. Then I went to UNILAG. They said, you are having some mental issues. As I left them, I went to University of Ibadan. The University of Ibadan said, not only a mental issue, he's a controversialist. I said this to say that I heard all of you. I have been through. Nigeria has no room for talents. Nigeria has no room for inventors. There is nothing like research and documentation in African dictionary. That's right. Am I right? There is not, it's just figuratively, not in real sense. So, my dear, forge ahead. You already said you have a vision. Constantly and consistently with God are the wings of success. If you have them, you will fly to the start. And before I end this topic, this gathering shall not go for nothing. I am suggesting we have an association known as Nigerian Society for the Encouragement of Artists, Scientists, Creators, Inventors, and Talents. I'll tell you what is the Xhosa language. It's a combination of all the Nigerian languages. For instance, if I say, please give me water, in Xhosa I will say, Biko Fumi Ruwa. Biko is Biko, Fumi is Yoruba, and Ruwa is Hausa. Biambi, come here. Biakawa Shenga, come on. It touches every language.
Okay, thank you very much. I forgive you. Okay, thank you so much.
My name is Chief Barry Ahmed. I want to say that I was so excited when I saw on the internet about these kids and what they achieved. I've been here in the US for close to 30 years. But right now, as we speak, my family is in Nigeria. So my one leg is here in the US and one leg is in Nigeria. I have kids ranges from 10 to 17 right now in Nigeria, in Nigerian schools. So I told them, I want you to experience what Nigeria is all about. So I send this to them and say, look what these people have done. Look what kids like you have done. This tells you that whether you're here in US or in Nigeria, we know we have differences. But we can't all run away from Nigeria. You see, we cannot all run away from Nigeria. We have to go back and try to make the best out of Nigeria. So I do really believe that, kids from Nigeria can attain all kinds of, educational level. And there's still time, there's still area that they might find or have difficulty, but at the end of the day, we have to encourage them and try to provide for them over there, and for those of them who are here also to take advantage of what is here. But it's important for us to remember that we cannot all run away from Nigeria. We have to do our best to grow that country. And I have hope that Nigeria will survive as we move along. And finally, I would like to thank the organizers of this occasion because, I mean, I saw it on the internet and I said, well, yes, you know, Molly has been there. I mean, I see her email all the time and she tries to push things, you know, that come to her attention. And I'm sure that a lot of people have gained from the stuff that she's pushing. So I want to encourage her with other people working with her to stay on top of it. Please do not relent because you might not see the outcome or the benefits of all these things you're doing, but they will go a long way in helping to grow our country and help the kids who are coming on. Thank you.
Now, we are still here because we still are interested in these kids and what they are doing. Apart from the money that we are giving, somebody has said it before, we still need to think about ways to encourage them in the future, whether there is an association or not. We are always here. You can always contact me. You can always contact NECA. You can always contact anybody you feel comfortable contacting here, and they will reach out to them. So we will be here helping them as much as we can. Now,
stand up so I can see the girls. I left Nigeria at the age of 16 after my secondary school, and I can definitely relate with where you are. But I went to a public school that the science lab was all theory, as many people can agree to. We had nothing in there that was related to science. We drew diagrams, and I was lucky to go to London at the age of 16, and my eyes really opened. I got to real lab, I saw real scientific apparatus, and I was like, wow. Bunsen burner for real. Boils apparatus for real.
Bunsen burner.
We only drew it with pencil and paper, that's it. But the reason I bring that up is I always like to share that story with girls in Nigeria, that though I went to school in a dilapidated building, maybe not even, it's in Surulere, government college. The girls' school in Surulere, no windows. If it rains, you get rain in the class too. That's where I went. But today, I'm a scientist. You girls are far ahead of the game. I think you're even smarter than I am at your age.
Yes.
So be very encouraged. We don't even need to tell you much. You're really doing a good job, Uche. And sir, continue, because every seed that you sow goes a long way. And I tell people, if God can make... I went to London, I did my A-levels, I did my first degree, I did my PhD. Scientist. I had nothing from my background that could have led me to become a scientist. I work for pharmaceutical companies here, the big ones here. So I only share this not to show off, but to really encourage you that there's hope. Even though I went to school that had nothing, now my school has, the laboratory, they have a skeleton in their lab. That's all. But you know, the burden is on us to go back. We are the few ones who have been lucky. So the burden is on us to go back, give back, encourage, share our stories of if God can do something great out of nothing, like me, you're way ahead of the game. And I thank you for the encouragement, but you know, keep doing what you're doing. My next aspect is the next steps. Where do we go from here? Can we form a committee? Can we form a non-profit organization, because that's how US runs, for them, for the whole purpose, the STEM program, to support them. You know, let's put things in ground. I want action. Can we form a committee? I can volunteer. We need people on ground. Register a non-profit. Set up a Facebook page or website. Because you're all over the news. You're all over social media. And our children here who are running after iPhone 10 and iPhone 7, and they want to hang out with their friends, that's how they want to spend their summer. You know, they're in the US and they're not even doing or thinking, they may not all of them, because I see a 15-year-old, you're doing robotics, way to go. But on the whole here, kids here take a lot of things for granted. But we have the values, we know where we came from. And we don't take those kind of things for granted. But unfortunately, not all our children can relate to that. Myself, as I know, hopefully one day they will get it. But so let's think about the next steps. Where do we go from here? Donations are great. Sponsorships are great. We have a lot of resources we can pull from here and continue to do what you're doing. So I just want to let you know that you're such an encouragement. I sent the WhatsApp to my friends in the UK. They're like, these girls are all over social media. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see them tonight. They're like, really? You're like superstars now. So, and that's why we're still here. It's past my bedtime. 9:47, we're still here, hanging out with you because it means a lot to us what you've done. So don't look down on yourself or take this for granted. So I'm interested in next steps.
I was shocked this morning when I got the message. And I have to tell you, I was getting ready to go to a meeting. And at first, I thought it was fake news. So I looked at the name that I know, Nick, and she said, no, this is true. Then I Googled it. So, of course, I printed the flyer and sent it to everybody in the office and said, look, this is what Nigeria has done. We beat out China, we have a lot of Chinese. So that was quite wonderful. But what I want to talk about is the inspiration it gave me. I had been looking to find a way to do something. I had been looking at my old secondary school to say, what can I do for them? I had contacted the principal. I had contacted the Ugwu of my town. I wanted to give scholarships to some people. And I was trying to structure how will that be? What will I do? How can I do it? Because I'm not going to be there. You want somebody who will be able to run it. I have already formed a non-profit to do this. And then I saw this. And it kind of redirects me in terms of how I'm going to do it. In terms of how we're going to help in replicating what is there. Because I'm sure we're not just talking about this young, talented girl. We are talking about a group, a generation of young people, of those out in the various secondary schools. How can we work with Uchenna here to replicate these successes? So yes, I am very much interested in the next steps that you're talking about.
My name is Gregory Choku, or they call me Greg Choku. First of all, I have to extend my appreciation to the organizer of this evening occasion. When I got the call this morning from NECA, an entrepreneur of the business scale, and I said that I must do my best to witness this evening and see the faces of my young daughters. Thank to Molly as part of the city or town activists. She's everywhere. Thanks also to the grandpa who made this also, or extend that encouragement. Now, my thanks to you young girls, that your face I can see in Nigeria. I cannot even imagine when I was of your age, thinking of what you have done. But all I can always tell you, I have children here in this America. All I can always tell you is that always believe in yourself and believe that there's nothing impossible you cannot do if you put your mind in it. I thank the organizer, which your name. When I read this achievement, And I saw that the news was coming from the city where I live. And I said, this is true. The principal and the school in general, I'll tell you this, you don't know what you have done. It has not sunk into you. But I know as you leave and as you continue, by the time you get to Nigeria, you might start to, oh, is this real? Not only that you have visited America, but you have seen so much to talk about. Please, my encouragement to all of you is that I know you're not going to kill the dream, but I want you to continue to move ahead with your dream. If there's any other thing that can come from Nigeria, because for most of us who have been here in this country, for those who have not even visited Nigeria, Nigeria is portrayed as a place nothing good comes out of. But there are talented people and talented, most intelligent. Even our children here in this country, they are making us proud. And I'm glad you all have came here to show us and show Americans that there are good things coming from Nigeria. So I'm very proud of you all, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
So, thank you everybody, but I want to...
Thank you, madam. I'll be really fast. So, I'm not surprised at what they achieved, okay? Because I grew up exactly where they studied. I grew up in Fege. And yeah, I went to Immaculate Heart Parish and Michael's and Sacred Heart. Yeah, so, at the age of 17, I began to teach in Onitsha, Fege. So I used to walk from Fege, lesson centers in Fege, to ONUIGBO, Awada, on foot. Okay? So I did that for 3 years, and I was teaching STEM courses. So by 20, I got into the university. Actually, all my dream, I wanted to work in Silicon Valley. I didn't know what it was. I just wanted to work in Silicon Valley. Okay? I'm just going to tell you how my dreams, my courage, and my inspiration brought me here. So by 24, I was already a lecturer in biochemistry department, University of Nigeria. Wow. Yes, that's the determination. And I knew the environment wasn't for me. Because I see fire in your eyes. That's the same fire. Yeah. And the fire, trust me, these girls are going to go far. Because I went through the same path as they are. They are doing better than myself. So I can tell you for sure that these girls are going very far. Okay? So, after 2 years, I wrote a professor in the US, and I told him, hey, I've been doing so research in Nigeria, but I want to come to the US to do research. And he said, you know what? You are hired. Wow. Yes, just like that. That's what we do. He said, you're hired. He said, go and write GRE and send me your results. And the following month, I wrote GRE and sent my results in. And there I am in the US. Wow. I said for sure that you guys are going far. But what I've been doing for the past 5 years is to help brilliant Nigerian students come over here for PhD. 4 of them came this year. 1 is coming in December. Okay? So I don't need to give anybody scholarship. The scholarship is here. There's lots of money. I write grant proposals, and when we get the money, we hire students. Okay? So the opportunity is right here. The money is here. So you can do it.
Thank you so much for wasting your time sitting with a very short notice. Thank you for honoring assistance here to us. Most of the things I had in mind have been reflected by others, so I'm not going to take that time. But since this event, this recognition given to the ingenuity of our own people, I have been concerned about, how to safeguard that achievement. You know where we are, that people's eyes are in fact here looking for how to make it. And people kind of, they can do anything, lash on anything they see to get ahead, to make money. So I've been kind of worried about how to safeguard this achievement. Here in this culture, this environment, if you develop something that is of value, there are steps that one takes to safeguard it, like patents, registration, and all that. So I don't know who can answer this question, but what these girls developed, is there a way to safeguard it, to patent it, register it?
I really want to speak about the level of confidence and self-pride that I can tell that each of you has when you stand up and you say your name and you answer, and it's clear that you know your worth and you know that you've got it going on. And I think that's brilliant because there are way too many women, men, especially teenage girls who struggle with that level of self-esteem. And I can see that you guys are really shining bright. So thanks to all the generous donations of the people here, we have raised a total of $1,570. People have come, people have gone. We've gotten checks, cash, digital. So, we appreciate everything. And if you have a check that you still need to bring us, the Igbo community of San Jose, Igbo Catholic community of San Jose is who you make it to, and we'll cash it and direct it directly to EduFund Ethnic. Thank you guys.
Somebody not stealing this Nigerian idea that came to us. So we are not going to leave that alone. We are going to look into that. And by the way, my husband, Emeka Cyprian Ozo, as of today, by the way, he's a Nigerian. As of today, he has 257 US patents. And worldwide, he has at least 651 patents. Wow! So he's going to help in being part of the team that will guide these guys so that their invention is not stolen by somebody else. But one thing I have to tell you, you have to keep your mouth quiet. Reveal what you can reveal, and you don't have to reveal everything. If time is not taken, they've already stolen it. This is how the tech world is. So
thank you, Ms. Modi. She's so modest. All her daughters are going to Harvard and all these things. So she don't talk about her greatness and her family. So I've seen in Stanford when she's mentoring some Hispanic girls out there, teaching them and so on. But I'll be quick since we are running out of time, 10 o'clock. First of all, I saw the Vice President tweet. I already sent him an email, he replied. So when you go to Nigeria, probably they will receive you. Actually, he's the acting president, so I don't want to say anything else, but you guys done a great job. And I saw Abike Dabri making some false remark about starting you or something, but again, I'm not going to get into that. So what I'm just saying is it's 10 o'clock and it's America, so we have to respect time. So good job, guys. We know that, you guys have a bright future. And if you want to come to America, please come. We'll help you not only survive but succeed. Thank you.
wow, what an evening. I hope it's worth it. Oh, okay, there is more food if anyone wants to take anything. I hope it's worth all your time. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you again to our lovely girls and priests
Principal, Uche. Thank you. We can't thank you guys enough. Let us continue, like we all said, to see how we can support them. When we are supporting them, we are supporting all of us. We are supporting our great country, Nigeria. So thank you all for